Уважаемые дамы и господа, леди и джентльмены, добрый день! Добро пожаловать на торжественную церемонию открытия Международного форума ТИБО 2019 в Минске.
On behalf of the organizers of the forum, please let me thank such a high number of high-ranking officials, important high-ranking guests, representatives of the mass media, and the participants of the forum. This is the 26th forum, and which means that for over a quarter of a century in our country, TIBO has been setting up the trend in the market of telecommunications, gathering together at one platform the main stakeholders in the ITC field and the lawmakers, the suppliers of solutions and products, and users. The TIBO Forum for 26 years has been the platform for multiple other specialized shows and exhibitions like Bank IT, Business Internet, digital transformation of education, and others. I believe that every one of you has heard the things that appeared thanks to TIBO as well. And TIBO is the place where the main novelties of the telecommunications and the ICT market are showcased and become interesting and very popular in the market. My name is Dmitry Kakno. It is my pleasure to be the master of ceremonies here, not only as a TV host, but also as a graduate of the Academy of Communications of the Republic of Belarus. Believe me, a huge number of young people who study in this sector regularly and constantly follow the exhibition. Therefore, you, friends, do this very important thing. And I dare to start this opening ceremony, and let's call this event open. The opening ceremony is started with the salutation word by the President of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko, to the participants of the 26th International ICT Forum, TIBO 2019, to be read by the Minister of Communications and Informatization of the Republic of Belarus, Chairman of the Forum Organizing Committee, Konstantin Shulgan. To the participants of the 26th International Forum on Information and Communication Technologies, TIBO 2019. Distinguished friends, I welcome the guests and participants of the International ICT Forum TIBO 2019. Thanks to this, Minsk has become one of the main platforms in Eastern Europe to present the latest achievements in the field of information and communication technologies. Dozens of companies from various countries find this platform as a place to represent their AI, internet, cloud technology, augmented reality, mobile communications right here. Belarus has put a stake on digital economy, which enabled Belarus to become a digital bridge between the countries of European community, the Eurasian Economic Community, and the South Asia Pacific region. The National High-Tech Park has seen the growing number of its residents, and the youth of the country is striving for the digital technologies. I'm sure that this TIBO 2019 forum will support the promotion of ICT technologies in the country and abroad. I would like to wish you professional success, promising projects, and nice feelings during visiting Minsk. Alexander Lukashenko, President of Belarus. And on my own behalf, please let me, being the chairperson of the Forum Organizing Committee, to welcome you on behalf of the Organizing Committee and to express the opinion that undoubtedly in recent years, the TIBO Forum has significantly developed the ICT sector in Belarus and created favorable conditions for international cooperation and for professional networking, for implementing the strategy of innovative development of the country and introducing the leading technologies. At the same time, in 2018, the President of the Republic of Belarus set a number of new goals to accelerate economic development and to improve the living standards of people through digital transformation. In this regard, the role of the Ministry of Communications and Informatization as a strategy headquarters for the development of the digital economy has increased across the country, from Industry 4.0 in production and precision farming in agriculture to creating a full-fledged e-healthcare system and e-education in the country. It is necessary to formulate a sound, clearly defined and concrete strategy to digitize all sectors of the economy and the country in general. The TIBO 2019 Forum is designed to contribute to meeting the targets and to drafting a detailed action plan for integrated digital transformation. Undoubtedly, the 26th Forum TIBO 2019 will become a universal platform for productive professional cooperation at all platforms, for exchanging innovative ideas, and for promising networking between all categories of guests and participants of the forum. And I would like to wish all of us to succeed in our work, to achieve the goals set, and to enjoy continued fruitful cooperation. And which is very important, all of us to be in good mood and for us to have a lucky forum. Ladies and gentlemen, Konstantin Shulgan. Please let me pass the floor to Minister of Digital Development, Communications and Mass Communications of the Russian Federation, Konstantin Noskov. Good afternoon, distinguished colleagues and friends. You know, this forum is 26 years old, and this is an unbelievable age according to the modern standards of digital technologies. And now, let's recall what we had 26 years ago. It was the time of huge computers that were hosted in big racks. We didn't have internet. Well, the internet was already there technologically, but there were no internet users. By the way, yesterday we celebrated 25 years. So 1 year after the first TIBO, 25 years ago, the RUNET community was established, this huge internet portion, which is top 3 in the world, and this is top 2 according to the number of their websites. And then we could see these modems, these whistling devices that were downloading information from the internet. And the world has changed radically, and we cannot even imagine how we can buy airplane tickets offline. We do it through smartphones, or we book hotels. In many countries, and in Russia, over than half of payment transactions are done through e-money without using cash. The world has radically changed, and for all these years, at this forum, people would gather and discuss the latest trends. This is not only an opportunity, but also a big liability of our forum. And at TIBO, we shall discuss not only the latest technological trends, but we shall be having a global overview, and we shall consider the history and how changing technologies amend our living standards, how changing technologies impact our economies and the social sector, the population, the countries. I would like to wish all the forum participants to bring back home something useful that would enable our companies, our countries, our world even better. I would like to wish all of you to succeed in your work. Ladies and gentlemen, it was Konstantin Noskov. The floor goes to the board member and Minister of Domestic Markets and Informatization, Information and Communication Technologies of the Eurasian Economic Commission, Karine Minasyan. Distinguished Konstantin Konstantinovich, distinguished colleagues, participants and guests of the forum. Indeed, International Forum on Information and Communication Technologies, TIBO, has a long record even longer than the Eurasian Economic Union. And for the quarter of a century, it has become an important platform for intergovernmental cooperation of the countries of the Eurasian Economic Union. Thanks to our efficient cooperation with the Ministry of Communications and Informatization of the Republic of Belarus, the Eurasian Economic Committee, for 3 years in a row, has been actively participating in this forum. We view this international TIBO Forum as an opportunity to create a general vision of the experts on the primary solutions and projects that are topical to the countries of the Eurasian Economic Union. And this enables us to strengthen our common market, to avoid boundaries in it, including the new digital boundaries, improve our competitiveness in the global arena. 1 year ago, we initiated a cycle of discussions to accumulate digital initiatives under the implementation of the digital agenda of the Eurasian Economic Union, and the TIBO platform has served as a baseline for discussing the initiatives and ideas on digital transport corridors that we are going to discuss tomorrow. I hope that we will do it together with you tomorrow. 1 year after, we will be focusing on building the Eurasian ecosystems, including the ecosystem of digital transport corridors of our union. I would like to voice, before tomorrow's event starts, the two modern important theses. In digital economy, the main organizational units are digital ecosystems, not sectors, not enterprises, not the government, but digital ecosystems. And the digital ecosystems is a community of different stakeholders interoperating based on digital technologies in order to tackle their issues using and following the digital technologies. And the digital ecosystems become the main actors and subjects of the economy of the modern times. And the second thesis that I would like to mention here, and I would like to share with you today, is the fact that in order to ensure economic growth and to keep digital sovereignty, it is important to create your own digital ecosystems and through them to shape global equal partnerships. We suggest to establish the Eurasian ecosystems in a broad context of Eurasia. I would like to wish to all the participants of the International Forum, TIBO, to identify the best solutions for your topical issues, to network with new partners and to shape your prospective vision of implementing the set goals. Ladies and gentlemen, Karine Minusen. And the floor goes to the head of the regional, to the director of the regional office for CIS of the International Telecommunication Union.
So allow me to read the welcoming speech of the General Secretary of the International Union of Telecommunications of Haolin Zhao. Your Excellency, a distinguished minister, dear colleagues, it is a great honor for me and pleasure to read this welcoming speech to the participants and guests of the 26th International Forum for Telecommunication and Information Technology, TIBO 2019, which is opened in the capital of Minsk, the hero city. Allow me to thank the Minister of Information and Communication of Belarus, Mr. Shulgan, for inviting me to participate in such a significant, not only for Belarus, for the entire region event. It is our entity participates with great pleasure annually in this forum organized by the ministry and together with other relevant authorities of Belarus. One of the main trends recently are digital technologies and sustainable development goals set by the UN member states. MSN, as a specialized agency of UN on ICT, plays a key role in promoting modern technologies for the benefit of humanity. It is a pleasure for me to say that according to the MSA report, the community management Belarus 834th and is a leader in the CIS region. According to the report, thanks to the gradual and well-thought policy, Belarus has created a developed infrastructure which allows to provide quality and accessible services to communication in terms of quick and mobile internet and communication. So this new program will allow to strengthen the positions of Belarus in the MSA rating, thanks to the further deployment of LTE network and the development of fiber optics and satellite communication and cloud technologies. And Belarus has been long working with MSA, and this year our cooperation went to a new level. In February, we conducted a forum on the development of smart cities, sustainable cities, organized by the UNDP and MSA. Last week, we had a training in Minsk on satellite communication held by MSA and the International Satellite Communication Organization. And this year within TIBO, we are holding conference on the spectrum management for the Central Asia and Eastern Europe. Also a workshop on the trouble-free communication, and this all was conducted with the support of Ministry of Communication. Another event, which is the creation of the IP Technologies Training Center based on the National Academy of Communication. I would like to wish all of us to have a successful forum in TIBO 2019 and also participate in all the MSA events to be held in Marriott this week. The General Secretary of MSA, Ho Lin Jiao. On my personal behalf, I would like to add that it is a great honor for me always to visit Belarus and the hospitable city of Minsk. It is always a great pleasure for me, so please do invite me more often. Thank you very much, Kirill Aparin. Now I would like to give the floor to the General Director of the Executive Committee of the Regional Commonwealth in the area of communication, Narudin Muhiddinov.
Thank you very much. Distinguished Konstantin Konstantinovich, distinguished Konstantin Yurievich, distinguished participants of the forum, please let me to express my sincere thanks for the opportunity to be giving a speech at this forum again. Today we launched the 26th forum, the 26th TIBO exhibition, and I would like to say that the Regional Communications Commonwealth for the 26th time participates in this event. Naturally, Kirill Aparin said about the indicators that the Regional Communications Commonwealth and the Republic of Belarus play in the field of information technologies and in the rating of the International Telecommunications Union. And I would like to stress that the work that you are doing has brought us and our region to the leading positions, and this is a good symbol and sign for other stakeholders and other participants of the Regional Communications Commonwealth to be accepting and taking all positive steps and experience in order to implement digital technologies in the whole region in general. And I would like to say that successful operations of the Regional Commonwealth at the international community is based on the daily work that we have on a routine basis, organize various events. And last year, we organized 6 events under the RCC in Belarus, which enabled us and our region to be presenting very well at the Plenipotentiary Conference of ITU in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and today we have the second event under the auspices of the Regional Communication Commonwealth. This is like the working group meetings and the sitting. And today we have already mentioned that we will have the Spectrum Management Conference for the CIS Central and Southeastern Europe. And it's important not only to be speaking about the 5G format that is being implemented across countries. We can see that in the Regional Communication Commonwealth we already see this 5G standard being applied. This covers the countries of SEPTA, Southeastern Asia, not only RCC, and the positive practices will continue in the future. And we will be in the Republic of Belarus hosting our events that will enable, in general, to shape the information society and to make it closely related to the life of our region. And I would like to mention the meeting of the 26th International ICT Forum. Certainly, the outcomes of the Republic of Belarus are based on multiple events. And this is guided by the government, parliament, the top leadership of the country, and the government puts a lot into development of this sector, as well as the communications administration does. And at TIBO, we are always able to summarize and wrap up and set the goals for the future. This is the catalyst and the ink paper that shows the positive developments. And I'm absolutely convinced that in such a team and having these smooth operations, we will ensure that our region and our Belarus will develop correspondingly. Thank you very much. It was Nuruddin Muhyiddin.
Now I'd like to give the floor to the Minister of Transportation, Communications, High Technologies, the Ramin Namig Oglu Guluzade, for the International ICT Forum TIBO 2019 will be read by Elmir Tawfik Oglu Velizadeh, Deputy Minister of Transport, Communication and High Technologies of the Republic of Belarus. Dear colleagues, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, I'm greeting you on behalf of a very numerous delegation numbering 20 people, which has come to the hospitable land of Belarus, and it is great pleasure and honor for me to read the welcoming remarks by the Minister of Transportation, Communications and High Technology of Azerbaijan, Ramin Namig Oglu Guluzadeh, who due to some duty obligations and commitments has to be elsewhere. So, ladies and gentlemen, on the event of the International ICT Forum TIBO 2019, allow me to greet you. Over the last 7 years, Azerbaijan participated in this event in the National Hall and had a representative delegation. It has become a good tradition when we have mutual representation at our international industry-related fairs. We participate in the conferences held within them and organize business forums. It is a good example of friendly relations between Azerbaijan Republic and the Republic of Belarus, and also a sign of business partnership of industry or sector-related ministries. The International TIBO Forum is the annual venue for meeting between the representatives of different governmental authorities, international leading companies, highly skilled specialists, and it gives a platform for the experience exchange, information, to present new technologies, to provide new solutions, to set up business relations, and this is all was possible thanks to this event. I sincerely hope to the wish for the participants and guests to achieve their respective goals, constructive dialogue, and fruitful work. In conclusion, I would like to add that I have been on this hospitable land for 2 days now, and over that short period of time, I had time to see those huge changes that took place over the last 2 years, and unfortunately, the 2 years of my absence at this event. So the city of Minsk changed drastically. It has now new beautiful buildings, and in particular I want to add that I saw that the TIBO exhibition has been raised to a higher quality level. The halls have become better, new technologies are being used, and most importantly, the exhibition is now more focused on specific solutions which are required by all of us users. Therefore, I wish that this fair has very productive work, and Azerbaijan contributed to it too. We contributed into the new design of our hall, and by doing so, we contributed to the development of this fair. I wish you all success, and I would like to express my gratitude to the organizers. Thank you very much to your numerous delegation. Have a nice day in Minsk.
Ladies and gentlemen, the floor goes to State Under Secretary of the Ministry of Communications of the Republic of Latvia, Uldis Reimanis. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellencies, ministers, please let me welcome you, the professionals and all interested people who have gathered here to open the 26th International ICT Forum TIBO 2019. It is well known that times change, and we change with the times. So that's what we have to say. And we have to agree that today we live in the era of digitalization that covers all sectors. And I cannot share my happiness and understanding that I belong to the generation that lived through rapid development of technologies, and today we can use the terms that have not existed some time ago. And I found the words by Albert Einstein. I'm afraid that there will be the day when technologies will oversee the human communications, and the world will get the globe of idiots. This sounds horribly, but I would like to say, for this future telling not to come true, then when we have any discussions at any panels where we create prerequisites for implementation of digital developments and in such fields as artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, blockchain, and digital investments, this is critical. And successful digital transformation is closely linked to the digital skills that are vital to the success of the digital transformation process and to the future needs of society. And I believe that every format will enable us to disagree with Einstein. And we hope that the human being will be managing digital technologies forever. I would like to say that in Latvia, we are moving along the projects that are on mobile communications. I mean 5G in particular. This is supposed to play an important role in developing entrepreneurship and improving the quality of life of the people, reducing the digital divide, and creating innovative services. Thanks to the introduction of the 5G mobile communications in the coming decade, we, Latvia, together with Lithuania and Estonia, will participate in international projects such as digitizing the Via Baltica road transportation corridor, which will connect Helsinki and Prague, and which will be an integral part of the TEN-T Trans-European Transport Network Backbone project. Latvia is also a member of the European Railway project called Rail Baltica, which will connect Finland and Poland. In the end, I would like to say a joke. Please raise your hand, those of you who know the letters BT. And this is what everybody says. In any country, in any corner of the world, there's a digitalization and this is the situation. And digitalization and Donald Trump is discussing these issues everywhere related to digital technologies. And please let me wish all the participants of the forum to be successful and to network with the partners that you need. And thank you very much. It was all this. The floor goes to the country manager for Belarus from the International Finance Corporation, Olga Sherbina.
Good afternoon, dear colleagues, distinguished Konstantin Konstantinovich, dear guests, participants of this event. For me, it is a great honor to welcome you on behalf of the International Corporation, Financial Corporation, on this significant landmark event. It was still held when I was at school, and now it has gained even more momentum. As a financial expert, of course I cannot talk about topics not related to business. Therefore, I will focus on one thing in my speech, is the fintech development. The International Financial Corporation is one of the major global investors, institutional investors, that looks both at the commercial component and the development effect. For us, it is very important to carry out those investments that yield maximum effect in those countries that work, more than 90 countries around the world. If we take a look at the world we're living in, we're living in a world when 1.5 billion people have no access to financial services. Only 20% of population of the world has access to loan services or credit services. Therefore, in this area, digital services contribute greatly to narrow the so-called financial gap, to provides opportunities for the extension of access to financial services to wider community. Digital services are so much penetrated the banking area. The traditional bankers are still getting accustomed to what's happening to the banking area. The banking services changed greatly. All services changed. Transactions and payments, credit provision, savings, investments, insurance, thanks to the fintech area. The International Financial Corporation supports the funding of such area. At the moment, the corporation's portfolio in fintech is 380 million and 40 projects. So I'd like to take this opportunity to tell that we're ready to finance fintech startups, traditional banks working in digitalization of their services. We're ready to finance online banks and to support this area in order to extend access to the financial services by using digital technologies. So based on our experience, 10-year experience of financing fintech, let me give you in a nutshell the description of 4 things that should be done in order to develop fintech in the country. First of all, it's the mobile communication devices, accessible, danger-free. In Belarus, we have no problems with that. The second item is the availability of technical standards which allow and support interoperability and intercommunication between systems and allow users in different systems to interact among each other regardless of what system they're working in. Thirdly, it is a possibility for users to have a secure identification of themselves in the system without being afraid that their data are going to be used without sanction or there will be hacking involved. And fourthly, adoption by the regulators of transparent and clear game rules for the company when penetrating the fintech market could actively work in that market. We are welcoming addresses, applications to the International Financial Corporation. We're ready to fund projects. We'll be very glad if we are able to find our potential customers at this exhibition. And I would like for the participants to find partners, to find fellow-minded people, and to contribute through their work to the welfare and benefits of the country they work in it. Have a good exhibition and a lot of business contacts. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like now to give floor to the banker of the ICT department of the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, UK, Julian Burns.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you very much for inviting the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development to the TIBO International Forum 2019. It is with great honor I stand here and have this opportunity to meet with you and hear of all the great things that are being done here in Belarus. We're living in extraordinary times where technological change is occurring at an ever-increasing rate. Together we must strive to deploy these new technologies to improve the quality of our everyday lives. The Belarus government and its people have performed an excellent job in stimulating innovation, growth and development. The government has encouraged the sector in many ways, creating a very business-friendly environment. The people are highly skilled, entrepreneurial and technologically savvy. The country has created such companies as EPAM, Viva, the World of Tanks and many other such examples. Belarus holds now one of the top positions in the EBRD recently launched Knowledge Economy Index. What part does the EBRD play in this? The EBRD offers long-term funding in the form of equity and debt to both small and large companies. To address the needs of early-stage funding, the ICT team has set up its own equity fund. The bank also offers technical assistance to enable companies to access skills and experience and expertise to support their business growth. The 3 main sectors the EBRD ICT sector invests in are infrastructure, IT services and new technologies. Without the infrastructure, we're unable to offer these new innovative services. I'd like to just give you one example of an investment that I made about 10 years ago when I came to Belarus. It was in a small internet operator called Atlant Telkom. The EBRD made an equity investment in this company, and we worked for many years deploying some of our technical assistance programs, which is consultancy to develop the company. We finally exited the company through a sale to Velcom, and now it's being integrated into their mobile operation to deliver new innovative solutions to their company. This exit was success for Zuba Capital, the non-EBRD shareholder, which has now created a fund, and EBRD is an investor in this fund. We continue the partnership, and this is a good example that I'd like to lead you to discuss with you or share with you to show what EBRD brings to the market. Thanks very much, and I look forward to meeting you and talking to you. Bye-bye.
Дамы и господа, Julian Burns.
Ladies and gentlemen, Julian Burns.
The floor goes to Sergei Katerin, President of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of the Russian Federation, to the participants of the 26th International Forum. This will be read by Vladimir Vaslow, Director of the Digital Development Department of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of the Russian Federation. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for inviting. I would like to wish success to all the participants of the forum, and thank you very much to Konstantin Konstantinovich for inviting. Unfortunately, Mr. Katerin was not able to come here himself, so I'm reading on his behalf. On behalf of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of the Russian Federation, I'm pleased to welcome the guests and participants of the International Forum on Information and Communication Technologies, TIBO 2018. The forum occupies an honorable place on the list of international business events on information and telecommunication technologies sector, and the annually growing number of its participants indicates the relevance of the issues and projects discussed here. In 2019, the forum is dominated by the agenda of digital transformation and development of the digital economy, which is one of the paramount priorities of most countries. Each member state of the Eurasian Economic Union has unique developments and solutions that can be scaled up on a supranational scale, and this forum is your chance to study them and to discuss implementation arrangements. At the same time, close attention should be paid to the practices of other countries widely represented at the forum. On the other hand, the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of the Russian Federation is ready to assist business stakeholders in entering the Russian market, in networking with business partners, and in developing economic cooperation. I wish the guests and participants of the forum efficient event, successful negotiations and contracts. President of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of the Russian Federation, Katerin. And on my own behalf, I would like to add, first of all, great thanks to the hospitable country, to the hospitable people that have been hosting us here on an annual basis, and I believe all of us should pay attention to the transfer of technologies that I've been mentioning under the Union State, and maybe invite all of you to go to the sessions where we'll discuss all these details when we will have working group meetings in the coming days. Thank you very much. And now the floor goes to Rashad Mustafa Sarvan, representative of the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, in the Republic of Belarus. Distinguished participants, at the Forum of Information Technologies, me, being the representative of UNICEF in Belarus, would like to say a couple of words about how technologies impact our children. It was my great pleasure to hear about the achievements of technologies, how they impact our daily lives. And I would like to say that Belarus has 95% of children using internet. On the one hand, we cannot even think that our children or adolescents do not have a smartphone. Our life has changed, but on the other hand, there's another side of the coin, how this impacts children. Today, UNICEF works in 190 countries of the world, and we have been in Belarus for 25 years already. This year, we celebrate the Global Convention on the Rights of the Child, which is 30 years old, and a very important thing that is in this convention is the right of children to get information. So we, in no way, can restrict children from getting the internet connectivity. But the internet is also a horrible threat for children. This is a danger for them if this is misused by children. From 2010 until 2018, the number of sexual exploitation and violence against children has grown by 20 times. And this is not only the case of Belarus, but this is a global phenomenon. And this phenomenon is the thing that has been growing from year to year. But we have been assessing Belarus recently, and according to our surveys, 18% of children aged from grades 8 to grade 11 were subjected to violence from people whom they knew only through the internet. Just think of it. How this can be, and this can be one of our children. That is why it is my great pleasure to be here at the opening of this very important forum, where we start discussing technologies and achievements of technologies. But I would very much like us to pay attention to the fact how these technologies help children and how we can and should and obliged to make this technology safe for our children. Last year in November, Belarus was visited by Marta Santos-Pais, Special Representative of the United Nations Secretary General on violence against children. She was invited by the government of Belarus. And we had very fruitful agenda with her. We spent 2 days in the government and in the country, and we came to a conclusion that we shall ensure interdepartmental cooperation in order for the internet space to become safe to children. Today, UNICEF has a lot of efforts that we undertake together with the government institutions, and we have been working on this agenda for children. And it is our great pleasure to see one of our partners, MTS. MTS is working with us on cybersecurity of children, and this is one of the general sponsors of this forum. On the 10th, 2 days after, we will have some dialogue on internet safety for children, and I would like to invite all of you to be engaged, and I would like to wish all of you to have fruitful efforts, and for you to join your efforts for our achievements, not to become a threat for our children. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for these very important words, Mr. Salvador. I believe that this is a good suggestion to invite the speakers to come here with their families. I think it will be very good. By the way, the next person who is coming to the stage is formally called the child. This is a 16-year-old girl, and she has become the winner of the national competition for the Eurovision 2019 Song Contest. In this room, we have numerous people who do not live in Belarus, which means that your voices are very important to her today and in the future. And let us invite to the stage the performer called Zina.
I guess I've got it on my phone, outside my comfort zone. I'm tired of nobody gonna like this, no. Okay, I don't let the empty words I go, even if it really hurts. It's making me stronger. I know it's gonna be. Ooh, what should I do? It's up to you, karma. Ooh, I wish I knew. Give me a sign, karma, just to remind you I don't give up. I won't give up now. I always try. It's gonna like it. It's gonna like it. Let me in your heart. It's gonna like it. It's gonna like it. Let's break the rules. It's gonna like it. It's gonna like it. I'll say what I got. It's gonna like it. It's gonna like it. Baby, repeat my moves. It feels crazy a little while. I know what the word is right. It's making me wiser. The universe is alright. So okay, put a pair of sneakers on and show how much it's on the floor. Hashtag the fine, yeah, I know it's gonna be. Ooh, what should I do? It's up to you, karma. Ooh, I wish I knew. Give me a sign, karma, just to remind you I don't give up. I won't give up now. I always try. It's gonna like it. It's gonna like it. Let me in your heart. It's gonna like it. It's gonna like it. Let's break the rules. It's gonna like it. It's gonna like it. I'll say what I got. It's gonna like it. It's gonna like it. Baby, repeat my moves. Get a fly, get a fly, get a fly. Hey yo, like it do, like it do, like it do, baby. I feel the flow of energy. I should let go mistakes of me. I feel the flow of energy. You go with me, baby. Let me in your eyes. It's gonna like it. I'll say what I got. It's gonna repeat my moves. It's gonna like it. Let me in your eyes. It's gonna like it. It's gonna like it. Let's break the rules. It's gonna like it. It's gonna like it. I'll say what I got. It's gonna like it. It's gonna like it. Baby, repeat my moves.
Дамы и господа, сцена!
Ladies and gentlemen, Zina. Let's give it up. Thank you.
Слово для выступления
So I'm about to give
представляется
the floor
главному
to
руководителю
the
отдела стратегического планирования
main head of
линеек
the
беспроводных продуктов
Department for
компании
Strategic
Huawei
Planning of the
Китай.
wireless
На сцену
products of
приглашается
Huawei
Сю
company
Вейчон.
Su Wei-John.
Distinguished Minister, distinguished customer, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's my pleasure to visit the beautiful city of Minsk and participate in the TIBO exhibition 2019. It's my pleasure to share some views of Huawei with you. As we all know, the invention and the implementation of new technology are the driving force behind the development of human society. With the invention and the development of the steam engine, electricity, and computer technology, the world has experienced 3 industrial revolutions. All 3 industrial revolutions were driven by fundamental change in tools and method of production. It contributes the liberation of labor and lead to massive change in human society and raise to a high level of development. 3 industrial revolutions also revealed that the country which was the first to take advantage of the society, technological and industrial revolution will be among the global leading powers. Today, the tipping point has come again, digital technology, such as the Internet of Things, 5G, big data, robotics, and artificial intelligence are being widely used for various industries. Digital technology has evolved from a supporting system into a production and decision-maker system, thus bring humanity close to the fourth industrial revolution. We predict that in the next 2 or 3 decades, human society will become such a society where all things sensing, all things connected, all things intelligent. This implies serious social change, and today we can't fully understand their depths and scope. But one thing is for sure, information communication, which are the ICT technology that we are talking about, such as mobile broadband, fixed network, cloud technology, big data, the IoT are essential foundation for a smart society. In such a society, terminal equipment are like the tentacles sensing the signal of the world. The network interconnects all things, and the cloud in the source of intelligence of all things. Such approach correspondent to the wholly synchronized structure of terminal, pipe, and cloud. Based on this understanding and concept, Huawei will committed itself into creating the technology structure, terminal, pipe, and cloud of the intelligent society. And this is also the strategic direction of Huawei key investment. Now, 5G is a very hot topic for the whole industry. 5G will drive MBB to a new horizon and enable digital transformation. It will native for unlimited MBB service with 100 times for capacity increasing and unlimited automated experience with 10 times speed increasing. And also, it will native for AR, VR service with 10 times latency decreasing. 5G will provide the fiber-like experience and create more intelligence for the IoT and artificial intelligence. Huawei provides innovative end-to-end ICT solution and product for operator, enterprise, and consumers. We focus on the smart device, network, and the cloud and artificial intelligence. In 2018, we released Huawei AR strategy of full-stack, full-scenario. With AR, we further enhance our product solution and service capability. Huawei persisted invest in R&D with 12 to 15% of our annual revenue. And in the past 10 years, we already invest more than $75 billion. And among this, we also allocate 15% for the fundamental research, invest for the future, invest for the new technology. And last year, in 2018, our total investment in R&D is around $15 billion. It's ranking number 5 in the world. Let's take an example. Take China as an example, how the country developed the digital economic. In 2018, China's digital economic reached $4.6 trillion, ranking second in the world. Mobile payment amount $40 billion, and the volume of bike sharing exceeds 200 million US dollar. And also the invest in the smart city project reached 75 billion. A Chinese proverb says, if you want to get rich, first build a road. So behind this figure is a powerful Chinese ICT infrastructure that supports the prosperity of the China digital economic. Statistic shows that the 4G network coverage in China is currently 99%, and the average network speed is almost 30 megabps. And the coverage of fiber optical network, even in the rural area, also reached 96%. Let's look at the example of illustrate the importance of ICT infrastructure for the development of digital economic. This year, January, the world's first remote surgery was carried out using the 5G technology in China. During the operation, the veterinarian, at a distance of 50 kilometers, removed a part of pig's liver with a robotic hand. This procedure was almost fully synchronized, and the delay was less than 30 milliseconds. This is a good example how 5G technology enabled the development of digital medicine, which makes receiving high-quality medical service possible even in the most remote area. Over the last 30 years, China has consistently developed the digital economy. The main factor of the development as following. First, clear and consistent policy. Building ICT infrastructure has always been a top priority for China, which has always also set clear and ambitious goals. For example, the 12th five-year plan was aimed to increasing broadband penetration to 57 and creating more than 200 million fiber optical ports. In the 13th five-year plan, China intended to invest more than 300 billion US dollar in the development of the ICT infrastructure, and has already developed a number of additional measures, such as facilitate the sharing of the communication system and the power grid, coordinating public utility, and reduce tax for telecom operator for the remote area coverage. Secondly, promoting affordable price to stimulate the use of ICT infrastructure. For example, the tariff of China telecom operator fell by more than 50% last year, and the speed increased by 40%. And the DOU of MBB users increased almost 4 times last year. And the third one, based on a reliable ICT infrastructure, an ICT strategy has been implemented for the Internet Plus and the industry Internet platform to promote the development of the ecosystem and to attract more enterprise to build the digital economic. So, the development of the digital economic in Eurasia region facing considerable challenge. For example, it is difficult to build the last mile of network infrastructure in remote area. The digital divide is huge. ICT development strategy lack of support from the political and the regulator. Innovative capability of enterprise are insufficient. The talent support level is low, and the market activity is weak. The large difference in levels of economic development between countries has led to extremely uneven development of the ICT. According to the static, the region 4G penetration is around 23%, and the broadband penetration level in household is around 50%. The broadband speed in one quarter of this household is below 10 Mbps. So it is necessary to increase the penetration level and the broadband speed. Since Huawei strives to work in Eurasia and for Eurasia, the company for a long time focused on building ICT infrastructure to help operators to build a high-quality network, implement advanced digital solutions for enterprise, and achieve success in collaboration with local partners, and to contribute in the digital transformation of Europe and Asia. Currently, our product and the solution already served 150 million users in Eurasia. We have branches in every country, and we have established 5 research R&D centers with more than 3,000 local employees. And the localization level is more than 70%. In 2018, our investment in this region reached $160 million. Huawei has long been involved in the ICT talent training process in Eurasia. And in 2018, the company has trained more than 2,000 people through the Seed of Future program, HENA online ICT training, student training program, and internship. So in 2019, Huawei will provide better service in Eurasia region and will increase investment by 10% to improve the quality of customer service, build the ICT infrastructure, and improve user experience. We will continue to train more than 10,000 people in this region through various ICT talent training projects and attract more than 800 partners to build a new ecosystem together. Huawei hopes to discuss with the government, operator, and partner on how to accelerate the development of the digital economy. The mission and the vision of Huawei is to bring digital to every person, home, and organization for a fully connected, intelligent world. Huawei will continue to keep open, cooperative, and innovative. Together with our customer and partner, we will promote the development of digital economy in Eurasia. Let's do it together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we invite to the podium Board Member, Vice President of Digital Business Solutions from Mobile Telesystems Public Joint Venture Company from Russia, Valery Shorzhin. Distinguished ministers, colleagues, I'm happy to be on this sunny day in Minsk in order to tell you what's going on at MTS. I would like to say right away that considering that digitalization and digital things have been speculated a lot in recent years, and also the previous speakers have mentioned this a lot, I decided to remove from my presentation such a philosophical, conceptual part of what digital is, why we did this, why it is different from Industry 3.0, Industry 4.0, and then we move to the next issue, why MTS isn't digital, and why did we go into digital. First of all, we have all our clients and customers going there, and we can see on a daily basis getting requests for us to provide services that are different from the routine telecom services that I hope that all of you know that MTS provides. Second, MTS has valuable digital and non-digital assets, and I'm going to dwell on this more later. And at last, we can see that through building new models of cooperation with our partners and clients, we can get the new quality that is called digital economy, ecosystem, etc. Speaking of the advantages and prerequisites, we have the digital assets that we own. And this is the data about our subscribers. 3 years ago, we started experimenting with big data, and we would get some dozens of megabytes of data about how our clients get the data and what data they get. And today, we separate the subscribers separate them from SIM cards, and we can see that there can be several SIM cards, but one person standing behind them. And this person has habits, interests, and hobbies, and we believe that this is our valuable digital asset, both for us and for our potential clients. Second, we are dealing with large-scale business. MTS is present in practically all corners and countries where we work in telecommunication services. We are constantly in touch with our clients and customers through the chain of our retail stores and our contact centers and hotlines and other points of sale and self-service. We are dealing with our clients. And at last, the very infrastructure of MTS. Only Russia has over 220,000 kilometers of fiber optic backbone communications that we own. MTS exploits and owns communication networks of the second, third, and fourth generations of the fixed communications lines, and all these communications have been properly modernized, and they will become the neural network for digital economy that will transmit pulses from periphery bodies of digital economy into the headquarters. And at last, MTS has been gathering non-telecom assets for a long time. We have expertise in system integration. Therefore, we know how to listen, to hear the client, how to understand the wishes and desires and needs of our clients. What do we expect from MTS? First of all, we expect things from digitalization, and MTS believes that through digitalization we'll get new points of growth of our business, and on the other hand, our potential clients and current clients will get access to the assets that we own, that we manage, and based on these assets, together with them, we will be using our developments not only in technologies but also in business processing, in particular in managing these business processes, and then we will establish the solutions that are needed by our clients. As the base for successful digitalization, we see working with innovations, and when we speak about working on innovations, we mean that we deal with innovations inside MTS. For example, we have established and we support the laboratories of the Internet of Things and innovations labs and other departments that are developing and promoting innovative solutions. We have been closely cooperating with the startup ecosystem. We are the stakeholder of this ecosystem, and we have our own MTS accelerator, which works with startups, and the solutions generated by these startups that have been successfully piloted at our premises become our partners, like B2B activities, and then we can see them as subject for equity investment. And we also cooperate with other participants of the information community. We cooperate with scientific institutions, development institutions. We cooperate with large, numerous corporations, including government corporations. We cooperate with the leading producers, both from our country and from abroad, and the colleague from Huawei is one of our partners, for example, our long-standing partner. So Huawei has been our long-standing partner of MTS for many years. Undoubtedly, the enabling part without which innovative development is impossible is a dialogue with the government, with the regulator, which means we expect that the regulator will be supporting competition, and we are going to avoid that when technology monopolies and some standards of communications are going to be fixed to some certain market area for some certain standards of communications, and the regulators will support the open market relations between all stakeholders of innovative development. And for ourselves, we break down investments into infrastructure in 3 dimensions. And undoubtedly, the second dimension is traditional for us, which means communication networks. And we speak about the 4G communications in all countries that we operate in. And right now we are working on NB-IoT. This is the family of standards for the Internet of Things. And practically over 50 regions of the Russian Federation have been covered by this standard, and we're not going to stop here. At the same time, when we speak about big data, we believe that this is a part of our infrastructure investments, and we are engaged in big data and working with artificial intelligence, and the developments of AI is what we're doing. And this includes the technologies of working with human speech. For example, last year we launched the chatbot that talks to our subscribers, and over 75% of requests are processed through this chatbot. We plan to recognize voice speech and natural speech and other novelties that we are doing using the technology of artificial intelligence and deep machine learning. Speaking of what we offer to our business clients, then we have 3 dimensions. The first dimension is cloud services and cloud services. MTS has entered the market of the cloud services not a long time ago, and we believe that we shall be differentiated. We are willing to help our clients to tackle any complexity or problem, to be integrated in the cloud, and to ensure that we have SLA from point to point, from the customer's point to the particular end service. Speaking of the Internet of Things, this is the second dimension, and we offer end-to-end solutions for the corporate clients for smart cities. We are actively engaged in the national and government projects of the Russian Federation. We closely cooperate with the Ministry of Construction and other ministries as far as smart cities are concerned. And together with our partners, and our large clients, we are creating solutions that are based on the Internet of Things technology. System integration is the third dimension, and this has been growing rapidly. Last year we had a growth of 32.7%, and we have also become a partner of large producers. Last year, for example, we wrote about partnership with a Kirovsky plant. This is a machine building production. This is about creating a joint product. So we are using the expertise, the industrial expertise of our partners, in order together with them to develop new products and then to offer these jointly developed products to the market. Speaking of the proposals of MTS for B2C, which is business to clients, to customers, then first of all, I would like to stress that we have the services based on fintech, These are cashback services and payment services and payment systems. And we can see the growing popularity of these services. Therefore, we can see a growing number of users of these services. The second cluster or block of solutions that we have is the dimension of entertainment. We decided to enter cybersports. We have launched our own streaming platform, and we have bought our own sports club, Cyber Sports Club, and therefore we are working with this club, and we offer digital services to sell tickets to entertainment events, including the fact that we are ready to provide services to all countries that we operate in. Furthermore, MTS is also a large e-commerce market player of electronics. We have our own digital or electronics shops that we use the big data technologies, and then we sell phones, smartphones, telephony equipment, accessories. And we also have a number of projects in our innovation center that are focused on creating the system for online remote learning or distance learning and telemedicine. So this is it, what I wanted to tell you. MTS is going beyond the boundaries of traditional telecom and is building the capacity of its digital competencies, and we are looking forward to continue our cooperation with our partners. Thank you very much. It was Valery Shoshin. Now the floor goes to Yuri Drabkin, Digital Transformation Leader for South America, Latin America, India, Japan, Asia, and Russia from Schneider Electric. Hello, colleagues. It is my great pleasure seeing you, and I'm happy that today we have an opportunity to share our developments of Schneider Electric with the leaders from the CIS on digital transformation. Let's wait a second. Today we would like to tell you and share the approaches of Schneider Electric, and to tell you and showcase the things based on which we are cooperating with our platform. And we, as many other companies, have developed the internet platform, the IoT platform. Excellent. And today I would like to give you a few examples of how we do this. Naturally, we do know that 5 years ago or 7 years ago, the internet trend and development of the data has been going smoothly. It was more like a standard way. Everything was centralized and standard operations with the data. But what we can see in various regions, we can see that this is going on everywhere. These changes take place everywhere, irrespective of regions. We can see that the infrastructure is becoming more sophisticated, more hybrid. However, this cannot be more sophisticated as it might seem. And we have the steps undertaken by our clients, our customers, in order to work with their current world and reality. In order to work in a more productive way, to make it clearer, to make it easier, Schneider Electric presented the platform of EcoStructure a few years ago, and we would like to share a few good success stories and nice cases of implementing projects of what we have done. Therefore, in our internet platform, we naturally are strong in our internet products and digital products, and we're working on that. But on the other hand, we also have two other levels, like edge control and analytics and services, and edge control and the medium level of our platform can work on-prem, and some of them can work in the cloud. However, the majority of our analytics of particular applications has over 32 advisors, which are specialized products that are targeted to tackling particular issues of the projects. And the tasks in the field are in the field of smart buildings, hotels, hospitals, smart cities. The IT is the information, IoT IoT is the internet platform for any digitalization. This is either in the industry in general, various industrial sites, and I'm going to showcase to you a successfully implemented project this year, infrastructure as the networks of medium coverage on the regional or country level, how we can improve the efficiency of networks, how we can make electricity, this is one of our missions of the company, how to make electricity more affordable and available to the population. And how are we working with this? We're applying the EcoStruxure platform in order to improve reliability of our services for some of our clients. This is the task that is paramount. If we speak about government corporations or financial corporations, then this resilience is the backbone of the business. When we work with telecom companies, and in fact right now we have very interesting projects going on, I'm happy that MDS is one of our excellent partners, and we enable launching services faster, and we make tangible steps. In a number of cases we decrease, and we're able to decrease the time to market by 1 or 1.5 months by just working with the IT infrastructure and the data center as a place where IT assets are concentrated. And as Schneider Electric, we enable our clients to improve their efficiency. This can be different efficiency. The efficiency of operations, the energy efficiency in general, or the efficiency of implementing some particular KPIs. At the same time, I would like to say that the key purpose of this platform is to either reduce IT costs or reduce the cost of business, or we help our partners, our clients get more profit from the unit of cost. This is the main purpose of our platform. Therefore, I will give you a couple of examples. If we take our segment of EcoStruxure for IT data centers, then today only in this data lake of Schneider Electric we get more than 320 million data points every day. We have over 150,000 units managed by our cloud, and this is more about monitoring. This is not about the operations. It's impossible to use the cloud to switch off any element. We have over 1,500 connected customers. This information has been provided to us some days ago, and we have over 120 connected partners with whom together we are doing our future. Very often these are the partners from the MSP market that are using our cloud solutions, our solutions of EcoStruxure in order to optimize their services for their end users. At the same time, our EcoStruxure IT cloud has been showing quite interesting outcomes. Multiple companies and organizations keep saying that we are relatively successful, that we provide safe energy to our clients, so we have secure power for our clients, and one of the peculiarities of applications of how we use it is in particular as follows. We can predict when things will switch off. So for telecom operators, for hospitals, when we have telecom or medical equipment standing in the background, we enable our clients to make their services more resilient, reliable, and guaranteed before the equipment becomes unoperational, and then the clients know what happens when and why. We prevent the incidents before they happen, and this is one of the very interesting dimensions. In addition, we are not only the winners of international awards, but also of the CIS. Last year at the Russian Data Center Awards, at a nomination for the best project on reducing the cost of ownership, we got the award, and so we have been awarded both in Russia, in the CIS, and globally, and I'm really happy about that. And now I would like to share the practices, the examples of other successful projects and implementations that we have accomplished last year, and we did that for the industry. This is just as another example of our integrated systems. Please help me. Thank you. The project on applying augmented virtual reality for industrial sites. We created a virtual map of the real industrial enterprise. It has various sets of application software, and we trained the employees of the facility, and at the same time we had remote processing of standalone elements of the industrial enterprise. Our colleagues had an opportunity to get remote access to standalone technologies and equipment and to managing the whole production cycle. This is one of the tasks of the production eco-structure. Management was on standalone units and the whole production cycle. A lot of attention has been paid to safety of employees, safe operations, and this was about hazardous production sites. At that, we used digital replicas and standard solutions with particular real-time equipment equipped with various sensors. Our colleagues are using the elements of virtual and augmented reality for working with a particular piece of equipment. This includes managing this equipment. And now our colleagues in various countries start replicate this experience, and I hope that in the coming 2 to 3 years we will have such industrial sites in Russia. I'm sure of that, and I believe that in Belarus and in other CIS countries the same sites will appear. And this is it from my side. Colleagues, thank you very much for your attention. Schneider Electric is looking forward to become your partner in your digital transformation. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yuri Dobkin.
So, and our last speaker, give it up for the Executive Director of the Education Fund Perspectives from Poland, Bianca Sirinska.
Welcome. Thank you very much for this invitation. I'm very honored to be here. And I heard a lot about this conference, and I dreamed to come here for 2 years already, so I'm so happy to be here. Perspective Foundation, Perspective Women in Tech, it's an organization which supports women in technology, innovation, science, and all development. We talked here a lot about the fourth industrial revolution, and what I wanted to talk about a little bit, not too long because, you know, this is the last speech before the reception, so I don't want to keep you, But let me mention the role of women in the fourth industrial revolution. Fourth industrial revolution, as we know, it's everything what is happening right now in technologies. So the whole world is becoming digital, but we are talking not only about digital stuff, but also about physical objects. All this connection, all this physical environment, all this Internet of Things, the connection between it, it's the new story. And in the fourth industrial revolution, we are talking also about biological things. Everything is connected. We are trying to change the efficiency of the human body of the human health we are using for these technologies. We are trying to use some new materials, some 3D printed tissues. We are trying to use new gene technology. We are trying to change our DNA. We are trying to boost our brains with new kind of technology, but also pharmaceutics. So, Fourth Industrial Revolution is about everything together and about communication, about social context, and about the impact of it for society and for the future of our civilization. And the Fourth Industrial Revolution is the first revolution where the women have something or even lot to say. Why? Because before, like 100 years ago, women just started, to be empowered. They started to have a right for voting. They started to go to technical universities. They are started to make some research. And this is a process. And now, more and more women is active in the STEM fields, is active in technology, is a real partner for it. And this world we are now experiencing is very female-oriented because, all this communication, all these soft skills is something what women are good at it. And, for example, the new style of management, the new style of making decisions, the new style of answering some important world challenges, some important questions. I think now it's a time for women to show their big potential and their big contribution they can put into the development of the new technologies, development which will be very responsible, social-oriented, and communication-oriented, as women are. So now is the time that women become the real partners, equal partners for men in inventing the new world. In Perspective, Women in Tech, we developed this answer for the question we are asking ourselves, how to help to develop, this women's potential, how to make it work. And we decided to organize the biggest event for women in technology in Europe. And we did it last year. For the first time in Warsaw in November, we gathered almost 3,000 women in technology, computer science, innovation, startups. And the women were from the whole of the world, but our specific field and specific aim was to include the whole Central Europe and Eastern Europe and Central Asia potential in it, because our region is very interesting from technological point of view. We in Poland are developing a lot of technologies. The market is really interesting and rich, but also here in Belarus, we are really impressed with what is happening here. With your companies, with the immense success of EPAM company, for example, yes? Actually, don't tell anybody, but we don't have such success in Poland. So you are a role model for us here, which is great. And you have also very interesting examples of achievements of young people. You have very interesting startup scene. You have great minds in computer science. We can learn so much from you and from the whole region. So we decided to include in the next Perspective Women in Tech Summit also Belarusian experience. We want to show, the potential of Belarus. We want to show female talents from Belarus. So you are all invited, men as well. And this year, our aim is to organize this event even bigger with the best speakers, like here in TIBO, with a lot of different topics, the most interesting trends, the most inspiring speakers from the whole world. We are planning to have 100 speakers from 20 countries and 15 people from Silicon Valley, including Susan Wojcicki from YouTube, or Jennifer Widom, and she is the Dean of Computer Science Department at Stanford University. So I think this is like a good opportunity to learn from the whole world. And we also decided to support talented women, students from Central Asia, from Eastern Europe, from Poland to join our event. And we are offering scholarships for it. So if you know like a great young woman and she wants to come to Warsaw in November to visit us and to maybe to give a talk, to learn a lot, to share experience, so just tell her that we are waiting for her and we will support her. So 13th and 14th of November, Warsaw, Perspective Women in Tech Summit, and our motto, Dancing with the Future. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Дамы и господа, на этом...
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to announce this opening ceremony and the speech is closed. And here I would like to give the floor to the performers of the National Opera and Ballet Theater, Irina Kuchiyskaya and Viktor Mendelyev, with the song Time to Say Goodbye.
Sogno l'orizzonte manca le parole. Sì, lo so che non c'è luce in una stanza quando manca il sole. Se non ci sei tu con me, sulle finestre mostra tutti il mio cuore che hai accesso. Chiudi dentro me la luce che hai contratto per strada. Time to say goodbye. Paesi che non ho mai veduto e vissuto con te. Adesso sì li vivrò con te. Partirò su navi per mari che io lo so non esistono più. It's time to say goodbye.
Quando sei lontana sogno l'orizzonte manca le parole. E io se lo so che sei con me, tu mia luna, tu sei qui con me. Mio solo, tu sei qui con me, con me, con me, con me. Time to say goodbye. Poesi che non ho mai veduto e vissuto con te. Adesso sì li vivrò con
Минска и Виктор Менделеев. Дамы и господа, на этой прекрасной ноте мы завершаем церемонию открытия плодотворной вам работы в рамках форума ТИБО 2019. Сейчас все участники форума приглашаются для неформального общения на небольшой бизнес-коктейль в интервью-холл. Спасибо большое и удачи.